Hey everybody, this is Nate Gray with REI Nation and Premier Property Management. I am a member of the executive team and oversee our property management and customer service division. As you know, that entails multiple departments, but today we're going to be talking about one of the most important ones, and that is the maintenance department. So today I've got with me
Megan Weaver.
This is Megan Weaver, a member of the fantastic maintenance team. She's going to be answering some questions. We're going to be diving deep into maintenance because I know that's a topic that a lot of you have a lot of questions on. So stick with us and we will have some fun today. All right, folks, the first thing we're going to talk about, maintenance is extremely important to us and our team. We have two jobs here. Number one is taking care of the resident. Number two is taking care of your property and your assets. So those two things often butt heads, but it is extremely important to make sure that we're taking care of the resident. That prolongs their stay, keeps them happy, keeps them in the property and paying rent. So let's talk about, Megan, a few of those things.
Yep.
What's urgent? What needs to be handled same day? What can be scheduled out? Why is it important?
Yeah, so we typically follow where we have 5 quality of lives. That's heating, air, plumbing, electrical, and roofing.
Mhm.
So those are things that we're going to handle same day, pretty urgent, and we're going to get those knocked out quickly. And then a couple other things that can be prolonged, things like fencing or some exterior things. Again, we want to make sure we're taking care of the property and taking care of the resident so we can prolong them a little bit, but still make sure they're a priority.
Yeah, so we have kind of different items or different qualifications. Essential services, we are required by law to take care of those items, and you are as a landlord as well. And then there's other things, general maintenance, cosmetic repairs, things of that nature that we can take our time with. Other than that, we expect to have an issue handled when and how quickly?
Same day.
Same day. So if you ask some other people, you'll hear within 2 hours. So our goal is to get it handled quickly and efficiently. All right, Megan, next question. Walk us through what happens when a maintenance call first comes in from a resident of ours.
Yeah, so first we kind of review what they're saying. We see if it's something that maybe they can take care of. Maybe it's something just change a light bulb, change an air filter, things like that they can do safely. If it's not, and it is something that we're going to dispatch, then we send it over to a vendor who we've vetted and we trust. We trust that they're going to get the job done quickly and efficiently. And so we send it over to them and they go ahead and get that scheduled with the resident and get it taken care of.
Very good. So if the call comes in from a resident, our job is to troubleshoot and diagnose whatever that issue is. If it's an easy fix like batteries in a thermostat, something that the resident can easily take care of, changing a light bulb, etc. Those things are obviously in the lease, but we still get those calls nonetheless. First, it's our job to educate, train, and diagnose and troubleshoot whatever the issue is and tell them how they can effectively handle it themselves. But we want to make sure that that's safe, right? So you don't want a resident changing a light switch or something dealing with, in-depth electrical repairs. That's a liability for them and also for your property. So it's our job to kind of navigate. And essentially, we just do the logistics. If it's something that requires a vendor, we're going to send them there. We work with third-party independent contractor vendors. Some of them have been with the company, working for and with the company 20-plus years. And then again, we're hiring and firing vendors every single day. So it's our job to train them and keep them taking care of the residents for us and taking care of your properties. So very good. All right, Weaver. Let's do this next very frequently asked question. What is the most common maintenance request that we see?
Yeah, I think across the board, year-round, most common is plumbing issues. That ranges from a running toilet, leaky faucet, a clogged toilet, or even as serious as a hot water tank that's busted. But plumbing things we see without a doubt every single day. Yeah,
plumbing is the most common year-round, like you said. Then, seasonally, is going to be HVAC, heating and cooling. I mean, that happens peaks and valleys.
It's completely cyclical, really dependent on the weather, dependent on the market that it's in. you kind of can get in those winter cold patches, and that's when you're going to see spike in heat calls.
Yep.
Springtime, it's going to mellow out a little bit. People are opening the windows, enjoying the weather, enjoying turning off their system to save on utilities. And then it spikes right back up in the summer, and we're in full force AC mode.
Very seasonal, very cyclical, as you said. So those are the two most common that we see, plumbing and HVAC.
Yep.
All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Another frequently asked questions. How do you vet your vendors and make sure that their work is being done in a good quality, good workmanlike manner?
Yeah, so we require before and after pictures for every single job that's done. That allows us eyes on the work being done. Something you taught our team a long time ago was to inspect what we expect from our vendors. And so if it ever doesn't meet our expectations, we're very quick to call it out and say, hey, let's fix that. This isn't what we, expect. And if it becomes a consistent issue, we're not above bringing a vendor in and let's resetting expectations.
Yeah, just a few days ago, I saw y'all meeting with one of our plumbers around the table. So there's 5 of us in there and then him and one plumber.
Yeah.
So the answer in my book is accountability.
Yeah.
We hold them accountable.
We do.
We do inspections. We go and we look at work. We send members of our team to follow up and essentially do some quality control. And then, Megan, we also do one thing that most other people do not do, which is a follow-up call. Can you tell them what that is?
So for every single work order that is dispatched for our entire company, we're going to call the resident and make sure that everything was done properly, everything is holding well, that they were satisfied with the work.
Which nobody else does that. Nobody else wants to do that.
Yeah.
Most people don't even think about opening the door to asking that question, but it is something that we do. We want to follow up with the resident, make sure they're satisfied, and then also following up on the quality of work and whether the vendors were professional, courteous, did they clean up after themselves, all the above.
And residents are appreciative of that.
Absolutely.
They've stated to us that that's what sets us apart.
Absolutely. All right, here's another good thing, especially for our owners, Megan. What's something that we have caught early on that has prevented, lack of a better word, a disaster in the future? So
I got a great example that happened recently, actually. A resident called in, had a tiny leak at the bottom of their toilet. Nothing crazy. They just noticed a little bit of water. They weren't even sure if they were going to call it in, but thankfully they did, because we sent the vendor out same day, and they identified a small leak with the wax ring. Super simple repair. It was probably around maybe $150, $200 max. But they caught it early, and let's say they hadn't have caught that, what would happen is a leak that would have turned bigger. Then you have a rotted subfloor, and then if it's on an upstairs bathroom, it's leaking into the ceiling. So what was a $150 repair has now turned into a $5,000 catastrophe.
Preventing a disaster. So let me ask you another question. On the maintenance side of things, and when you're working, so you handle the day-to-day, dispatching, logistics, getting the vendors to where they need to go, making sure the residents are taken care of, and the owner's asset is protected. Then we sometimes have to involve a customer service team or customer service representative. How do you work? Do you work closely with them? How does that go?
Yeah, we work hand in hand because, again, our main goal is to protect the asset. And so we want to make sure that owners are aware of what's going on. So if we see something where, hey, it might be small now, maybe you want to go ahead and address this, we're going to be quick to tell the customer service rep, hey, maybe give them a call, give the investor a call. And we try to prep them ahead of time.
Very good. Now, on the other side of things, we don't want to hinder you guys from being able to do your job. So anything small, anything relatively minor, we want you guys handling that quickly because we know that you're looking out for the owner's best interest. So there's not necessarily a call on every single thing, but that's what the customer service team is here for. We communicate with the owners monthly, and this is what we're talking about. So good job. We
so one thing that I would say we do is we kind of gauge and ask ourselves, if we don't do this now, will this cause further property damage, or will this cause the resident to become irate? And those are kind of two guiding questions that I would ask myself pretty much every day for situations. So that's kind of how we know when to involve who and who needs to be in the know, what decisions need to be made.
Perfect. All right, Megan, talking about maintenance, if and when there's a situation that is caused by the resident, whether it be by misuse or negligence or whatever the case may be, take me through one of those situations.
Yeah, so perfect example, let's just say an air filter. It is in their lease that it is resident responsibility to change the air filter frequently. And as we know, that can cause serious issues if it's not done. So in those events when it's not done and that's caused issues, we always have, like I mentioned, photo proof. And so we are very quick to let the resident know, hey, this was what the root of the cause was, so you're going to be billed. We kind of walk them through what that looks like. Usually there's some pushback, but at the end of the day, again, we want to hold them responsible. They are in the home. They are responsible for taking care of the regular upkeep of the home. So we want to make sure we're pushing that back.
Very good. Anytime they are responsible, whether it be by misuse or negligence or not doing something that they're supposed to be doing, they will be effectively billed for that charge. Very good. All right, last question, and this is probably one of the most important questions, Weaver, that owners have, because we're watching their bottom line. We're watching their bottom dollar. And we know that costs are very prohibitive, and they affect your investment. That's something that we know and think about every day, and it's a battle that we're fighting every day. So let's talk about costs, negotiations, all the above, what's happening, and how are you guys combating it?
Yeah, so we're watching every cost that comes in. If we see one that sticks out and we're kind of like, that doesn't seem right, we're always pushing back. We're always trying to negotiate, knocking, a little bit here, a little bit there, trying to get things down as low as we can. We're getting second quotes when we need to, and we don't allow price gouging. We keep an eye out for that. Really, we just don't want to get played when it comes to cost. And so we have removed all blinders, and we keep an eye on it, and we make sure we know what they're charging.
Very good. That's what you want as an owner. That's what you want us doing. Like she said, price surging. If a storm rolls through and there's multiple situations going on, that's where a vendor can try to go up on prices. Not on our watch. We have price lists. We know what certain items cost. And if something's out of whack, we know to call it out immediately. You said 2 quotes, sometimes multiple quotes. I mean, each situation is different. How much time do we have? Is this an urgent issue? Is this an emergency? Multiple factors come into play. We don't allow weekend surcharges, nothing like that. We tell our vendors, look, give us your best prices. With us, you'll get good, consistent work. Go make a lot of money off of somebody in the yellow pages, make good, consistent money off of us. So a battle we fight every day, right?
Every day.
All right. All right, Megan. So at this point, I think everybody understands maintenance a little bit better, the day-to-day, how we do it, what we do, why we do it the way that we do it, et cetera, et cetera. So what they probably don't know and what happens behind the scenes are some pretty weird and wacky things in maintenance. Is that true? Does that happen?
Yeah. Every day's a little different.
Every day is a little different. I kind of say this a lot. We've seen and heard everything, yet we see and hear something new every single day. So that's going to segue us into this next part, which we're going to call the weird and wacky parts of maintenance. You ready?
Ready.
You have any good stories?
Got some good ones, yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, Megan, let's talk about the weirdest work order you've ever had.
Yeah. I think the weirdest one I ever had was definitely a beehive in the house. Resident noticed a few little bees here and there. We thought we had maybe stopped it. We did some pest control treatment, and then it just got worse. And so we did some investigating and found an entire hive of bees in the wall and then into the flooring. And it required a special vendor. We had to get someone who specializes in bees. They had to come out, harvest it, take it away, and then the repairs began. It was a pretty crazy one.
Yep, we've seen that a few times. Bee swarms sometimes happen, typically in the spring, and you can't just kill them. They're federally protected, all this stuff. So we've got rules that we have to follow as well. So interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
All right, for mine, I can probably 100% say it was a plumbing call, and a toilet was, you probably know this one too, the plumbing was backed up in a certain bathroom in the house, and they couldn't clear the stoppage, so ultimately had to end up removing the toilet. And in the toilet, they found pretty much a whole fish carcass.
Yeah.
So somebody had been fishing, caught a fish, cleaned the fish, and put the fish carcass into the toilet. So you never know what you're going to get. I promise. Weird and wacky, to say the least. And on that one, the resident was billed back for that charge. So rest assured, they were charged for that maintenance call. So you never know. All right, Weaver, that last one was pretty wacky, but what about a weird one? Do you have, I think you've got one recently,
Yeah,
don't you?
I do.
Tell us about it.
There was a hole in the roof, didn't know what it was, sent the roofer out, and they sure enough sent some pictures, and there was a family of cats that had somehow made their way living in this roof, in the gutters, just chilling out. We saw videos, their little heads were popping out of the gutters, and so we safely removed them, and they have actually been rehomed. So, but it was a pretty wild one, to say the least.
Something you only see on TV.
Genuinely, yeah.
Weird for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Megan.
Yep.
I think this has been a valuable video for owners or folks that are possibly looking to get started. One of the biggest things that I've heard in my tenure here as to why owners are scared to take the plunge, scared to take the leap into investing in real estate is the maintenance side of things.
Yeah.
They don't want to get those phone calls at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
They don't want to get those phone calls on Saturday mornings, because it truly is 24/7, 365. So with what would you tell them in dealing with this on a daily basis?
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be that way. That's what we're here for. We want to come alongside and help take care of that for you. We put the time and energy into it every day. We have systems set up so they can reach out to us. We can get people out to them fast, and that way you can be really hands-off, so we can handle the dirty work. We're more than willing to get in there and have those conversations with the residents. That way you don't have to.
Absolutely. We handle the headaches, so you don't have to. All right, Megan, thank you very much for joining us today, giving us a glimpse behind the scenes. And for all of you interested in getting started, check us out online at REINation.com. Click on the Get Started page and go from there. If you want to schedule a call, you may do so with a team member or our portfolio advisors. We look forward to talking to you soon.